TTJ Tech.
And welcome to you once again, my friends, for this Monday session of iPad for All Computing, coming to you from
TTJ Tech
at www.ttjtech.net. All right, let's do it, my friends. Let's get it going. And thank you so much for the welcome to this May the 2nd. It is May the 2nd session here. Praise God. Spring is in the air. It is so beautiful. Praise the Lord. Hope you all are having a great day, had a great weekend as we all did. Praise God. Yeah, praise God for that. Now, we're going to get started on several things today. But before we do, I do want to remind you that if you happen to be tuning in from YouTube, we'd really love it if you'd like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That means please leave a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you've not already had a chance to do so. And then don't forget to hit that notification bell, because that is how you'll ensure that you never miss a video anytime we post. All right. Woo! Yeah. Okay, my friends. Now, iWork, a term that we don't hear very often. I think Apple still uses it. I think. I apologize if I'm wrong. But it has classically been used to describe the three apps, Keynote, Pages, and Numbers, that kind of make up the sort of quote-unquote productivity side of things. And certainly schools, parents and teachers, students, of course, obviously, in education, as well as businesses and even individuals can find great uses for these apps. So it doesn't matter the scenario, these apps will work for you. Whether it's, a personal thing, just trying to write a letter or jot down a recipe, you're making a flyer for church or something, or you're, writing a report for school, a resume for the job, whatever it may be. I know a lot of people, still believe that Microsoft Word is the gold standard. Let me tell you, Pages is better than Word. Keynote is better than PowerPoint. Numbers is better than Excel. And we can use it with VoiceOver or without on our iPads. It is fully integrated with the iCloud, so if you have multiple devices, multiple iPads, iPhones, even a Macintosh, the documents and presentations and spreadsheets that you create will sync with iCloud across all of your devices that are signed in with the same Apple ID, just like everything else we've looked at in so many different cases. And there's even a way for non-Apple users to get in on the fun if they need to, because one of the greatest benefits to using Keynote, Pages, and Numbers is their collaboration capabilities. All right, so there's a lot we could say. Before we get any further, I do want to kind of point out a few disclaimers here. We are not going to go in depth on any one of these apps, because doing so would take at least 2 to 3 sessions for each app to really teach you extensively, and we don't want to do that for the sake of time. We've still got a lot of other things to show you on the iPad, and only about a month to do it until the iPad course is done for this year. We'll have another one next year, but hey, this is where we are. And so we've got a lot to get in yet to a very short sweep of the clock. And I want to say that if you want to go further with any of these apps, we are going to have digital cafes available to you. We've already got one planned for Pages, and you can be looking for ones on Keynote and Numbers as well, because they are very important, and there are maybe many different things you want to be able to do. You can add tables to your Keynote presentations and your Pages documents. You can write books. Both print books and digital books that can be published on the Apple Bookstore for sale, even if you want, or just used, within the confines of your classroom or whatever have you. You can do all of those things, and certainly a whole lot more. I've just given 2, sort of unique examples there. But the point is that there's so much that can be done with these apps, and so we are going to be doing digital cafes on these. All right. But for today, I just want to kind of quickly give you sort of an overview of each of these apps, a little bit, what they look like, They can be used with or without your Apple Smart Keyboard or Smart Keyboard Folio or your Logitech or your Bluetooth key, whatever you might be using. You can do that, or you can use them. You can just navigate on screen, type on screen, of course. And of course, let's not forget we can use Braille displays and things of that nature as well. There's so much power in these apps, okay? And what I want to do is just to kind of show them to you in some of the just basic features here, and then kind of show you some finished projects I've worked on or what have you, so you can get an idea of the kinds of things you can do with the apps. And we're going to show you how to get help on learning more of, obviously, of course, to take our digital cafes, for sure, that's one way, but also how to use the onboard help systems, because they're really, really good. Now, we will grab an iPad. Happen to have one. You can imagine.
Maps, widget, search, button, restaurants, photo.
Okay.
Home design.
My iPad is open.
Photo, HGT, page 3 of 5.
I'm on the correct page now.
Page 2 of 5, adjustable.
And let's start with Keynote.
Voice memos, pages, number, Keynote.
So,
Double tap to open.
we'll go ahead and double tap.
Keynote, hide sidebar, button.
Now, immediately what we're brought into here is our presentation manager. This is the browser of all of the presentations that we have created. But what is really cool when you use apps like this is that you'll find out that it looks remarkably similar to the Files app. That's because the various apps that we, may or may not still call iWork, right? Pages, Keynote, and Numbers, as well as a lot of other third-party apps, actually use a framework that allows them to kind of basically integrate the Files app right into the Productivity app. And so what we have here at our disposal is a view of iCloud Drive in the correct folder. We can navigate to other folders if we need to, or we can view the recents. And if you look at my sidebar,
Keynote, more, hide sidebar, button, more, button.
We have that more button, which we had before.
Connect to server, edit sidebar, dismiss context menu, connect.
Remember that?
Dismiss
And then
hide Keynote, heading, selected, recents, shared, locations, button, heading, collapsed.
you see,
Double tap to expand.
I'm already viewing recents. So if I just lift my hand and I go over to the right-hand side of the iPad, or use containers here, I suppose, we can...
Add, button, TTJ, Teresa, Spring 19, add, button.
All right, the first thing we have is the add button to create a new presentation very quickly. It will take us to some different options. We will have the option of creating a presentation or an outline. We'll have the option of choosing from beautiful Apple design templates for different types of presentations. And then if I swipe to the right, we can see the existing ones.
Icons, button, remote, button.
So we can view by icons. Here's the remote button. This will allow you to remote control your Keynote presentation. For example, you can use your iPhone or your Apple Watch to control a presentation on your iPad. And we could do that by hitting remote and enabling that feature.
Select, button.
There's our multi-select.
Recents, heading.
Now here we go.
Search field.
You can search.
Dictate, Apollo 13YT, Keynote file, 3/29/22, 133, Space Race presentation, Keynote file, 3/29/22, 1:25 a.m., modified by Edward Valbrecht.
And here's a presentation I created on the space race in the United States for a group of students. And I can use the long press gesture or the rotor to get different actions on this, such as renaming it or, let's just look at some of them.
Get info, rename, duplicate, tags, copy, move, share, delete, drag item, activate, default.
So just like with the Files app, but what you also notice is it said it was shared with someone. This is a collaborative document, but I'm going to go ahead and open it by tapping on it or double tapping, of course, with VoiceOver. If it were still in iCloud, it would have to be downloaded, but we'd know.
iPad All 04 Extra 2, Keynote file, in iCloud, 3/11.
See, that one's in iCloud.
1, Space Race presentation, Keynote file, 3/29/22, 1:25 a.m., modified by Edward Valbrecht.
And I'm going to take out the AirPods because, praise God, he reminded me I always forget to do that, and I know we're going to be hearing sound in this presentation, so.
Matt's AirPods. Heading.
Okay.
Keynote. Hide sidebar. Button.
All right, now we're good to go. So we are going to open this presentation on the space race.
Keynote. Heading. Tags. But downloads.
Yep.
Add. But remote. Research. Space race. Apollo. Space race presentation. Presentation. Feature hint. Multi-presenter slideshows. Present as a group and take turns controlling the slideshow from anywhere. Present as a group.
That's cool, right? We can have multiple people presenting.
Dismiss pop-up.
Tap
Presentations button.
Now, the first thing we have now that we're actually in the presentation is the presentations button, which is like your back button again, just as we're used to, right? We can go back to the presentation manager where we can create a new presentation or view all of our existing ones. And what we have here is a beautiful slide layout. And we have a menu along the top for formatting and for inserting items and for, basically working on the presentation. And we also have our slide navigator, and I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. That's something very common to Keynote on the Mac. And of course, it's been brought to iPad and iPhone, and it's really an easy way to go between existing slides. So this is an already existing slideshow, and we can kind of get an idea of what's possible here. We've got the presentations button, and then just to the right,
View options button.
we've got some view options that allow us to change the way we view this. Again, remember, today's not an exhaustive teaching, so we're going to skip over some things just kind of show you some highlights, but
Undo dimmed button.
all right, well, there's an undo button if we make a change we don't like.
Space race presentation
There's the title, and just to the right of it,
button. Logo other.
a button. That button that's associated there with that title, if you double tap it, will allow us to rename the presentation. And this same exact concept applies in Pages and Numbers as well. One of the cool things you'll learn right away is that it is not necessary to save your presentations. They're automatically saved for you. We don't have to be like, oh, did I remember to save this? You also don't have to worry about the difference between save and save as. There's no such thing, right? So if we need to, we can rename, we can duplicate, we can do all those kinds of things, but we don't have to be so complicated, right? That's one of the beautiful things about the iPad. It's truly, in my belief, in my opinion, the perfect balance of power and ease of use. We have one without sacrificing the other. And this is a perfect example of that. So no saving, no save as, which one do I choose? Did I do it? Nope, you just name the document by tapping on that button there that you find right beside the title. If we started a new presentation, the presentation by default would have the title of whatever template we choose. But what I'm just distracted there because I was just say temple instead of template. Whatever template we've chosen, but obviously I've already renamed this one to Space Race Presentation, but that button to its right
Button. Logo other.
is where you would change the name. All right, you can also move the document or presentation that way. Let's go to the right.
Play button.
All right, if we want to actually just play our slideshow, that's where we start, but we'll do that in a couple minutes.
Format button. Insert button. Collaborate button. More button.
All right, you've heard four options in this sort of menu along the top there: insert, format, collaborate, and more. Or actually format, insert, collaborate, and more. And then if we go to the right, we've got our slide navigator.
Enter reader mode button.
Now, reader mode is a
Use this button to enter reader mode and disable editing.
Okay, it kind of tells you there. It's a special mode that disables the editing, allows you to just view the presentation, and then when you want to go back into editing mode, that button, instead of saying reader mode, will say edit, and you can double tap it. You can also use the two-finger double tap if you're a voiceover user here. The magic tap will toggle you between those two. Now, or at least will get you out of reader mode if you're in it. Now, if you go to the right.
Selected. Slide 1. The space race. Level 0 button.
All right. Here's our slide navigator. If you keep going.
Slide 2. Slide 3. Slide 4. Slide 5. The U.S. Response. Level 0
And
button.
you see that each one automatically has the name of whatever we've called it. And you can see that it told us which one was selected. Currently, in this case, slide 1.
Cap S.
So if I want to look in my rotor as a voiceover user,
Actions. Activate.
I have actions.
Drag slide.
See, I can drag the slide.
Activate.
So what if I want to move the slide and I want to change the position of some of the slides? Okay, that's a really advanced feature. And so how do we do it with multi-touch? Well, it's actually incredibly easy. If we are not using VoiceOver, we just touch and hold and just move the slide up or down with our finger. I mean, how awesome is it to be able to actually rearrange slides simply by moving your finger? But with VoiceOver, we can use the rotor. So let's just say, for example, I want to move slide 5 above slide 4.
Slide 5, the U.S. Response, level 0.
So I can just
drag slide.
Do that and slide, double tap. Now I move my finger to the left.
Slide 4, immediate effects of Sputnik on the United States, level 0.
Now we'll swipe up and down and listen to what we have.
Drop before this slide. Drop after this slide. Drop ready. Cancel drag.
So
activate default. Drop before this slide. Drop complete.
Now look what we now have.
Slide 3, Sputnik, level 0. Selected. Slide 4, the U.S. Response, level 1. Slide 5, immediate effects of Sputnik on the United States, level 0.
Now, you see,
slide 6.
What has happened is the U.S. response
selected. Slide
is
4,
now called slide 4 instead of slide 5 because it is not going to incorrectly count for us, all right? So the difference was that the U.S. response is actually supposed to be after the immediate effects of Sputnik on the United States. And just to show you that that worked, I'm going to put it back the other way. Remember that slide 4 currently says...
Slide 3, selected. Slide 4, the U.S. Response, level 1.
We're going to move that. So what's the easiest way? Again?
Duplicate, skip slide.
This time it's selected, so you have some extra choices in the rotor. Duplicate, skip slide.
Transition, edit slide layout, drag slide.
All right.
Slide 4, the U. Slide 5, immediate effects of Sputnik on the United States. Drop after this slide. Drop complete.
Now watch what...
Slide 4, immediate effects of Sputnik on the United States. Level 0.
And then slide 5.
Selected. Slide 5, the U.
So,
response.
Isn't that cool, my friends? It works perfectly. Again, if you don't use VoiceOver, it's even just a concept of touch and hold. Move the slide wherever you want. If you want to drag multiple slides at once, you can touch and hold one of them. Let's say I want to move slides 2, 3, and 4, okay? So if I want to do that without VoiceOver, I just touch and hold on, let's say, slide 2. Then I touch slide 3 and touch slide 4. It kind of creates a bundle that I can move all together. I don't think I saw that with VoiceOver, but
duplicate.
I wasn't really looking.
Slide 4,
Let's
drag slide.
just try it one more time here.
Slot, drop, cancel, activate, drop after.
Well, maybe if probably if I activate it.
Activate, default.
I bet that would add it to the drag. I'm almost tempted to try it. Let's just see what happens.
Slide 4,
right.
Immediate effects of slide 5.
Where's the one we're dragging?
Slide,
this
drop,
one?
before, drop, cancel, drag.
All right, what does it matter?
Slide 5, drop, cancel, activate,
Let's
default.
see what happens.
Dragging 2 items.
Yep, so it's the same concept.
Slides, drop, activate, cancel, activate, dragging 3 items.
See, I can just do the same thing, just double tap anything I want to add to the drag. It creates a bundle that I can drop anywhere. So if I go over here.
Slide 10. URGAGR. Drop before this slide. Drop after this slide.
We're going to cancel.
Ready. Cancel, drag. Drag canceled.
Okay. All right. But yes, so it works just the same way with VoiceOver as it basically does without. Again, one more time to review that. If you want to move a slide, you touch and hold on it and then just drag it. If you want to move multiple slides, you keep touching in, you touch and hold on one, and then with another finger you tap all the additional ones you want to move, and that creates a bundle. Then you can just drag your finger to wherever you want it to position it. With VoiceOver, of course, we're just using the rotor, and to add something to the drag, you just choose activate. All right, so that's how easy it is to move a slide. If we want to look at some of these, where's the actual content, my friends? Well, it's past all the slides. I got a lot of slides here. There we go.
Slide 21, slide 22, a new era in space exploration.
All right.
Level 0.
22
button.
slides, but the one that's selected, let's go back and select slide 1.
Button. More. Enter. Slide 1. Selected. Slide 1.
And you can also see again that the options there are additional options: long press, rotor actions.
Duplicate. Skip slide. Transition. Edit slide layout. Drag slide. Activate. Default.
So we can duplicate the slide. We can even edit the transition effects. There are some transition effects, but we're not going to get into how to do all that right now. Well, that's going to be for our, cafe. But let's just go back to where
canvas.
this.
Neil Armstrong.
There you go.
Slide 21. Slide canvas. Title. Text box. The space race. 69 points close to selection's bottom right corner. Double tap to select.
Now,
Size, 919.0 points wide, 108.4 points tall. Position, 5.1% from left, 5.9% from top. Use the rotor to access links, misspelled words, comments, highlights.
so we get a lot of great information here in the rotor, and in voice, from voiceover hints. One of the things you heard is that this is a text box. This text box is the title. It just says the space race.
Canvas, title, text box, the space race.
If I want to edit that, I first have to select it. Double tapping it will select it. Then double tapping it again will bring up the beautiful on-screen keyboard to allow me to type and edit and make changes to it. So you have to double tap once to select, double tap again to actually start editing. And for non-voiceover users, it's a single tap once to select and a single tap once to start typing. If I do select it,
selected, title, text box, the space race, text field.
And now
Double tap to edit.
We can look at the
0 points close to.
We can look at the rotor.
Add comment. Add title. Add caption. Format. Deselect all. Animate. Activate default.
So I can choose any of these. I can animate this title you heard. I can deselect it now. I can what else can I do? I can animate it. I think I already said with add animations to it. A lot of things I can do, and of course, again, if we double tap it one more time.
Insertion point at end. Animate. Return. ECA. Cap R.
And we've got an actual keyboard, and we can navigate with characters, words, and so on. And if I want to quickly jump up to the formatting area, I can use containers in the rotor. I can also use actions or edit in the voiceover rotor right here to choose format. But I also just kind of happen to know where it is up in the top.
View unspit button. Play. Format. Dimmed button.
Okay, right now it's dimmed, but
return.
Let's
Cap R.
Why it's dimmed? Probably because we need to select some text if I want to. If I had not opened up the keyboard, I could have chosen format. But because the keyboard's open, now we have to select some text.
Or Cap R.
So we're gonna
race. Text selection. Words. Race selected. View but play. Format. Dimmed.
Okay,
button.
It's still dimmed. Why is it dimmed here?
Return. Characters. Rock. Unselected.
Maybe we. Okay, probably because this is already. Let me hide the keyboard here.
Lower right, Neil Armstrong first. Lower, middle, selected. Title, text box, the space race.
Yeah,
space
I think
race,
in this
format,
case, probably
dimmed.
what you have to do is
insert, format,
choose
dimmed,
format by
format,
going.
dimmed, lower right,
Let me show you.
lower, middle right, selected. Title, add cap format.
Okay.
Fill, no.
In that case, we had to choose it from the rotor, and you can see.
No fill, solid stroke. 1 dot selected, style, button, 1 text, button, 2 of 3, arrange, button, 3 of 3.
So we can format the style or the text, or we can arrange items in this slide. So if we go to text,
button, selected, text, 2 of.
We can see what our text attributes are.
Arrange, paragraph style, heading, title a star, button.
It's title because this indeed is a title, and we've learned about paragraph styles when we were dealing with notes. The star indicates that we've made some changes beyond what the default title style would be.
Font, Avenir, button.
Okay, we have a different font.
Selected, bold, italic, button.
It's bolded but not italicized.
Underline, strike through, more text options, button. Size, 62 points. A text color, white 100, but align left. Selected, align center.
It's
button.
centered.
Align right, align justify. Canvas.
Okay, so you get the idea, and when we're done,
button,
all we have to do is just tap off of this, okay,
button.
And we're back into the document.
Insert, dim,
all right,
canvas.
Now, we also, if we want to, remember that the title text box is selected.
Lower right, lower, middle, selected, title, text box, the space race.
But if I don't want to do that, I can certainly use the rotor to deselect it. And by the way, now the format button is available, so I just had to go back and I don't know what happened there.
Add title.
But I went out and back
add
in
caption,
and
format, deselect all.
so we're going to deselect it. Okay.
Neil Armstrong title, text box, the space race.
All right, we can see
61 points.
What else is in this.
Neil Armstrong first moon landing 1969 movie.
So
240 points close to selection's bottom right.
We can see that this allows us to have video. You can put video in your presentations. And if I wanted to, I could select this by double tapping it.
Selected. Neil Armstrong first moon. Middle
And then
left,
if I...
upper right, upper left title.
Sorry about that. I go back to...
Selected.
Okay.
Neil Armstrong. Add comment. Add title. Add caption. Format. Deselect all. Animate. Drag item. Activate. Default.
Same kind of options. By the way, if you want to delete an item, you go to the edit rotor.
Nearby L. Highlights. Comments. Misspelled word. Links. Edit. Animate. Copy. Select object. Comment. Link. Cut. Select all. Format. Delete.
There's the delete option. And
Animate. Copy.
basically, this is our movie. The format options are different here.
Unspace but play. Format. Button. Border. Switched button. Formal shadow frame.
Okay.
No shadow. Select movie. Button.
We'll choose movie.
Select
And you'll
range.
see...
Repeat. Heading. Selected. None. Loop. Loop back and forth. Start on tap. Switched button. On. Play across slides. Switched button. Off. Replace. Button. Description. Button. Description.
All right, so we'll get out of that. But basically,
Canvas.
this is, what I'm trying to illustrate there is there's different formatting options depending on the kind of object you have selected. So this slide has a title and a movie.
Slot canvas. Upper left. Upper middle movie handle. W. 703.
Or you can drag these handles to reposition this object. This currently selected object is the movie.
Upper right move. Middle left. Selected. Neil Armstrong for middle right movie. Lower. Add slide. Button.
At the very bottom is the button to add a slide, but we've got plenty of other slides. We'll just show you a couple highlights.
Canvas.
If I go
Slide
to
20,
the
slide
next one I want to show you, it's going to be...
Slot expanded
see.
disclosure triangle. Button. Slide 4. Immediate effects of Sputnik on the United States. Slide 5. The U. Slide 6. NASA was formed. Level 0. Slide 7. The astronauts are chosen. Level 0.
I think this one will illustrate the fact that we can have photos on our slides.
Selected. Canvas. 200. Slide 22. Canvas. Title. Text box. The astronauts are chosen. 210 points close to selection's bottom right corner. Double tap to select. Text box. A group of NASA's first 7 Mercury astronauts. April 9th, 1959. Wally Schirra, Jr. Third row, left, add slide.
Okay,
Button.
so this one in the middle,
210 points close to selection's bottom right corner. Double tap to select.
that's a photo.
Size, 415.3 points wide. 511.6 points tall. Position, 4.8%.
All right, so we also can have photos, we can have audio, we can have web links, we can have tables, we can have charts in our presentations, and then, of course, we can animate things, and we can have beautiful builds or transition effects, and it's just a really powerful app. Let me take it back to slide 1, and we'll play a little bit of it.
Button. Left. Insert. Collect more. Enter. Slide 1. Selected. Slide 1.
Now, when we're playing, we can either tap or swipe to go from slide to slide. VoiceOver users, we 3-finger swipe to the left, like we're turning a page, to go to the next slide. And when we're all finished, we can 2-finger scrub. Non-VoiceOver users just pinch to end the slideshow. And also, if you want to, you can actually connect this to a television wirelessly through AirPlay with Apple TV, or with the correct adapter to a television or projector via HDMI. It's also possible to use a feature called Keynote Live that allows us to provide a link to an audience of people, whether they're in the same room or anywhere else in the world, and they can, with their iPads or iPhones or even Chromebooks, for example, or even Windows systems, they can visit that link, and you are running the presentation. But as you do, it advances on their screen as well. If there's video, it plays video. If there's photos, it shows the photos. If there's audio, you get the idea. And so that's called Keynote Live. That's also available here. All right, let's just play a little of this thing.
Select and more. Collaborate in for play button. Play. Title. Text.
I have a soundtrack in here.
The space race.
It's reading the space race. I'll 3-finger swipe.
Neil Armstrong first moon landing 1960. Slide 1. The space race.
There it is. There was a transition. It built in there. Swipe again, 3 fingers.
2.
So what's happening now is it's playing my movie. That you remember there was a movie in that first slide, and it also is playing a soundtrack, which you insert in another way from your More option. You can insert a soundtrack that's playing, and it is playing it. And here you can still hear our movie playing.
30 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Take shadow. Walk forward.
Very, very, very famous moment in history.
2.5. Contact right. Okay, engine stop. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
That was the first moon landing on July 20th, 1969.
Coming down the ladder now.
Here's Neil Armstrong as he steps off the lunar module known as the LEM.
Footpads are only compressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches.
He's describing the footpads of the lunar module. He's stepping off the LEM now.
It's 1 small step for man,
The very famous saying.
1 giant leap for mankind.
If I want to stop this presentation, I scrub,
Presentations button.
and I'm brought right back to my slide show with the slide navigator available. So very quickly, let's just go back to the...
Presentations but presentate hide sidebar.
All right, and we'll create a new one real quick.
Search. Select. Remote icon. Add. Button. Add. Alert. Create a presentation. Choose a theme. Button. Start an outline. Button.
So we can choose a theme or start an outline. We're going to choose a theme that's like a template.
Start an outline.
Whoops.
Start.
Didn't
Hide
mean to-
sidebar.
I just
button.
accidentally started an outline.
Slide 1.
Okay,
Text
I
field.
wanna
Select more. Select. But
get
press
out of that. I
view option.
accidentally did that. I
Presentations.
didn't mean to. And if I-
Add. But add.
if I
Buttons.
need to
Research.
delete it.
Presentation. Keynote. Space race. Get. Redo. Tag. Cop. Mode. Share.
Yeah,
Delete.
Okay, here we go. Let's try that one more time, guys.
Region tracking. Add. Button.
I accidentally
add,
did that.
alert. Create. Choose a theme. Button.
All right, now,
Cancel. Button.
here you go. We can...
More. Button. Choose a theme. Heading. Recents. Button. Basic. Button. Minimal. Button. Bold. Editorial. Portfolio. Craft. Textured. Recents. Heading.
So if we want to pick something,
Craft. Portfolio.
let's say
Editorial.
editorial,
Back button.
brings us down.
More. Editorial. Heading. Feature story. A mix of fonts on blue and off-white backgrounds. A body of water in front of a building under a dark blue sky. Ooh. Lookbook. A mix of fonts on muted blue, pink, and purple backgrounds. A poster with text and images on it. My presentation.
Okay.
Feature story.
So
A
let's
mix of
just go
fonts
ahead
on
and
blue
choose one. There's
off-white
more. I didn't look through all of them,
body
okay?
of water in
Not even
front of a
close.
building under a dark blue sky. Ooh. Burr.
Oh, it's
My
just-
presentation.
oh, that's cool. Let's just...
Dunquinunk.
Okay, let's do this one.
Feature story. A mix of fonts on blue and off-white backgrounds. An illustration of a ring in front of a building. 841 have. My
Okay.
presentations. Button.
It loaded, and we now have the presentations button. So this is basically, where we can start creating.
View undo presentation button.
I'll
Logo
rename-
of the presentation
Going to rename that.
button. Logo rename button. Text field is editing.
We'll
Press
delete what's
delete
here.
N O
And we will
delete
instead
T A
type,
T N E S E R cap P space
we're going to type
space
class
cap C L
test.
A S S hyphen clap cap T
and then
done
what
cap
I'll
T
do is I'll put the
E
return
F T done
to hit done. Okay, now
L
what we have,
alignment class test button.
There's the new
Logo,
name.
Play button. Format button. Insert button.
all these same choices.
More. Enter reader mode selected. Slide 1. Canvas. Line. Text box. Author and date. Title. Presentation title. Text box. Body. Presentation subtitle. Text box. Line. What add slide button.
And those lines are like to separate things to make it look better. They're inserted little objects, okay? And basically, if I wanted to, I could, some presentation templates also have already image placeholders where you can select the image and then choose to replace it. This one doesn't, but I can certainly add one. So let's just fill this slide out.
Text line. Selected. Text box. Author and date.
The first one,
157 points close to selection.
Okay.
Selected. Slide 1. Text. Level 0.
Okay.
Text box.
So,
author it. Selected.
double tap that to select it, double tap it to type.
Selected. Text box. Text field is editing. Add title.
And then-
return.
Right now, I just can start typing.
Cap M.
So I'm just going to put
Cap
my
M.
initials,
Cap F.
actually,
Shift.
because
Delete.
I don't need...
G,
I don't
return,
put,
cap F.
Not an F, it's a G.
Fuck
okay?
cap M.
So here we go. Try that again.
Cap M.
All right.
Cap M.
And then
Cap G.
and then
Golf.
we're going to put...
Active, cap G.
My last name
Shift.
initial. I'm not going to spell
Cap
out.
V. Victor.
And then we're going to put the
Shift.
date, which is...
Quadruple tap to
May
enter
the
caps lock.
2nd.
Numbers.
Go to numbers. just to
0,
make it a little
0,
easier.
5, 5,
We'll use
left
a
paren, ampersand, slash, 0, 0, 1, semicolon, slash, 1, delete,
22.
slash, 2, 0, 2, 2.
All right, now that's done. We can hide the keyboard.
Hide keyboard. Double tap and hold. Then
Now,
to region,
you can see
cat line, upper left shape selected, slide 1, upper middle, upper right shape handle, selected, text box, MGV05/01/2022, text field, lower left shape, lower right title, presentation title, text box,
there's my text box for the presentation.
selected,
Title.
presentation title, text selected,
Okay,
title,
it's ready to type in. And let's say,
Return.
wow. We're just going to call it
Capital.
wow.
cap W.
And we'll put it,
Whiskey.
with, let's see, an exclamation mark, I'd say.
Exclamation mark.
Okay.
Return,
Now,
exclamation mark.
That's wow. And if we check it out here,
Cat line, text box, MGV05/0, select body, selected, title, text box, text field, is editing, wow, character mode,
I'm assuming that the formatting is already really good. We certainly could check it out if we wanted to, but
body, presentation subtitle, text box, selected, body, presentations selected, body,
2 double taps there ought to do it. And again, it's the subtitle. So we'll just say, look what we can do with
Return.
Keynote. Look what we can do with Keynote, exclamation mark. This time I dictated.
inserted, look what we can do with Keynote.
And again, we know
Return
that
words.
we can select our
Keynote exclamation mark.
text. So for example, let's select the word we.
Would do, can't we, text selection.
Now, by the way,
Swipe right to expand select.
you know how to use text selection in the rotor. I also want to point out that if you go to the edit option, there's a select option in the edit rotor, and you just double tap to select the word, the current word. So like here,
Words with we.
there's we. I could just go to the rotor,
Kept nearby, highlight, mislink, edit, typing, edit, insert, select,
double tap.
insert.
Oops, I'm
button.
sorry about that, guys.
Return nearby elements, mislink, edit, select. We selected.
Now we is selected. Again, I can use containers or what have you, but I'll just go up here
Present button, play, format, button,
and we can,
subtitle, button, paragraph style.
and it's already
heading,
subtitle. So what?
font, publico text, bold, button, italic, button,
Let's italicize it.
selected, italic,
And
underline, strike through, more text options, size, 44 points, text color, cyan blue 42,
all right, it's blue. We'll leave it alone. Let's get out of this. That's good enough. All right.
canvas, return,
Now-
we, unselected,
There's we.
C,
And you, so you can see how easy it is to make
E.
formatting changes.
echo, H-C-A-N, space, D-O-T-H, space, K,
There's Keynote.
K,
I need to capitalize the
Kilo,
K.
K, cap K,
And then I'm going
Kilo.
to actually, I'm going to select the word
return,
Keynote.
capped words, text selection, word select, Keynote, selected,
I'm going to turn the rotor to edit.
word pair, nearby, highlight, miss, links, edit,
And I'm going to choose link.
highlight, copy, comment, link, display, Keynote, text
I'm going to
field,
display Keynote.
link to, slide, button,
We can link to another slide, but we're not gonna.
selected, slide, web page, email,
Look at all those options.
phone number,
Phone number even. So
web page,
web page.
display, Keynote, link, www.apple.com, text field,
Type that in there. And
link, text field is editing.
that's just, it's not actually, apple.com is not written in there. It's just showing me that as an example, but that is actually what I'm going to put. We're going to just link to Apple. Okay, so my
Whiskey.
keyboard is wanting to do
www
Standard
period,
typing in this
period,
link
period,
field.
period,
For some obvious reason.
I
don't know why.
period, C,
Not sure why it's doing that.
M.
But it only is happening
M.
in the link address URL.
Done.
We hit done.
Done. Dismiss pop-up. Done.
Okay, it's done. Now we can see
Shift.
that.
Display Keynote. Link to web page. Link. www.apple.com. Text field. Remove link button.
We can remove it if we don't want it.
Remove link settings. Back button.
We'll hit back.
Button. Open link button.
We can open the link.
Copy button.
Copy it.
Links copy. Open.
Go back to the settings.
Link settings. Links. www.apple.com.
Okay, we're just gonna
Selected. Body. Text box.
get out of it, and now you can see
Line. Selected. Body. Text box. Contains link. Text field. Is editing. Keynote. Selected.
and it tells us that Keynote is selected, that it contains a link, so it's already selected.
Add comment. Add form. Deselect all.
We'll deselect everything. All right, that's our first slide, and we can just show you very quickly.
Animate.
We'll do one more. Well, let's animate this.
Animate. Enter that alert. Animate. To add a transition, tap a slide. To add a build, tap an object.
Okay.
OK button. Selected. Body. Text box. Look what we can do with Keynote.
That's what's selected, so
Middle right shift. Look lower blind. Animation chooser. Add built-in button.
we can add a built-in. There's
Double tap to add.
nothing for that.
Add action button.
We can add an action.
Add build out button.
We can add a build out.
Add slide.
Okay,
button.
because there's no it's an object, not a slide, so no transition on that one. But
Add build in.
we'll add a
button.
build-in.
Selected. Add build in. Back button. Animate. Appear button. Blur. Compress. Dissolve. Drift. Drift and scale. Drop button.
Let's do a drop.
Selected. Drop.
Okay.
Add slide.
Now we'll go back up
slide one.
to the top.
Undo. Animate animate slides and objects. Hit play. Build order. Button. Done. Button.
We can modify the build order. We're just going to hit done.
Done. Exited animation mode.
And-
Enter reader mode. Selected. Slide
All right,
one.
that's it. Now we'll do one more slide to show you how that
Add
works.
slide.
Add
Button.
slide.
Canvas. Selected. Body. Text box.
Now what you have
Middle right. Lower left. Lower line.
is, in this case,
Region tracking on. Title. Add to slide.
you have to choose the kind of slide you want.
Title. Title and photo. Title and photo alt. Title and bullets. Bullets. Title. Bullets and photo. Button.
Let's do that one, okay? Okay.
Presentations.
Probably already selected.
Form. Collaborate more. Enter slide one. Selected. Slide two.
It is.
Canvas. Selected.
It says-
Slide two. Suspension bridge over water at sunset. Image. Level 0. Button.
That is apparently what's already there.
Canvas.
So-
Suspension bridge over water at sunset. Image. 0 points close to selection's bottom right corner.
If I double tap
to select
it, you now can see
image button.
there's a replace image button.
Select replace image button.
So I can put my own image in there. Okay, and when I hit that, it's going to allow me to choose something in my media library.
Middle right image. Lower text box. Author and date. Line. Title. Slide title. Text box. Body. Slide bullet text. Text box. Add
So
slide.
each of these places allows you to put your photo, your title, your author and date, and your bullet text. And then finally, I'll just show you that in the insert menu at the top,
Unclick button. Play. Form. Insert button.
there's a lot of things.
Photo or video.
So let's go to the top of this screen.
Tables button. Charts button. 2 of 4. Shapes button. Selected. Media button. 4 of 4.
Tables, charts, shapes, and media. Media is currently selected. Let's look at what that means.
Photo or video. Camera.
So we can choose something from our photo library, or we can use the camera.
Record audio.
Record audio into the slide.
Live video.
Live video as we are, presenting.
Web video.
Web video, like from YouTube, for example.
Image gallery.
We can create an image gallery with multiple images that people can sort of swipe through.
Insert from.
And insert from
Drawing.
would be from our Files app, iCloud Drive, or what have you.
Drawing.
Drawing, we can use the Apple Pencil or the Logitech Crayon or our finger.
Drawing. Equation.
Equation. All right, so all these different things we can insert. Let's look at shapes.
Monday, May 2nd. Equation. Selected shapes. Selected.
Now, look at all these
3 of 4.
categories.
Connection line.
Well,
Line. Text.
sorry.
Ornaments. Button.
I'm going backwards now. Ornaments.
Work. Transportation. Activities. Places. People. Science. Arts. Education. Button. Symbols. Button. Food. Button. Nature. Button. Animals. Button. Objects. Button. Geometry. Button. Selected. Basic. Button.
If the one you double tap doesn't work, that means it's not quite visible. Just choose an earlier one, like so.
Nature.
If I try.
Food. Button. Food.
Okay, it didn't select it, so what I'm going to do,
Objects.
just sort of nurse it along. I'm going to go to,
Alert. Link.
sorry about that. I'm going to go to
Star.
I'm going to go to...
Pen. Star.
Let's see.
Table. Selected. Search. Select geometry. Button. Objects.
How far can I go?
Button.
Objects?
Selected.
Yep.
Animals
now.
lamp.
Okay.
Button.
And then when I do, so everything I do, I just keep moving along. You understand?
Format.
That's how I would do it. So, like, in other words, now that we hit, what did we hit here?
Tag. Sweater. Table. Chart. Media. Select animals. Selected animals.
Now we'll do
Selected. Horse. Cow. Pig. Sheep. Goat.
What was I trying to get to?
Double
Food?
tap table. Object. Select nature. Button.
Nature. Let's try food now.
Food. Button. Selected.
Yep.
Apple.
So again, if it doesn't automatically select the first one you choose because maybe it's further down the list, just go back and select the previous ones first, and then it'll let you get there as it advances. And we can insert any other
banana.
Apple, banana,
strawberry.
tons of stuff. Let's just insert
Double tap to insert.
a strawberry.
Swipe.
Okay.
Canvas.
And
selected. Strawberry. Text field.
so I've
Middle right. Selected. Strawberry. Text field.
see that. And all right,
Double
so
tap to
that's
edit.
enough with Keynote for today.
Monday,
But
May
I
2nd.
do want to finally show you that in the More menu, we can...
Present for insert collaborate more button share
we can share this,
share export button.
export it to another format, including a movie.
Print
We can print it out.
use Keynote Live
There's where you use that Keynote Live feature.
rehearse slideshow find animate allow remote control button soundtrack button
There's where we insert a soundtrack.
set password document setup
Password protect this.
guides
All right, let's get out of this.
more heading canvas presentations present hide sidebar button.
All right, guys, we're going to
4:32
we're
a.m.
going to move on to Pages now, real quickly. Let's take a look at what Pages
Suggestions,
has to
Keynote.
offer us. Okay, going to. I guess I can actually put my. I guess I can put my AirPods in because Pages is not going to have
Matt's AirPods
Is this
heading
much sound effect stuff.
a black object
Okay.
Bottom left corner right.
Okay. Now, we will launch Pages.
Keynote. Pages. Pages. Hide sidebar. Button.
Once again, we are immediately brought to our document manager, which allows us to open existing documents in Recents. And if we go to...
Selected. Recents. Shared. Locations. Locations. Heading. Collapsed. Favorites.
Now-
Bible scriptures. VO test again.
We are on the iCloud Drive Pages folder. Okay. And what's really cool is when I am viewing by location, I have a button up here.
Search. Recents. Select. Button.
All right, I have to choose. I'm sorry, I didn't choose.
Locations. Favorites. Downloads. Tags. Locations. Button. Heading. Collapsed. Locations. Heading. Collapsed.
All right.
iCloud Drive.
Now we'll select that.
Selected. iCloud.
Now,
54 items. 2 dot space course.
it already knows.
Sketches. School.
Sketchbook.
Shortcut. Sketches of art. Quick. Prismo.
Pages.
Playground. Pixelmated. Photo. PDF. Pages. Fold page. 1. 10.
Now, here are all of my... But what I wanted to show you when you're viewing it that way,
Dictate. Search. Select. Icon. Select.
go to Select.
Hide sidebar.
And I want to show you something very special.
New folder. Select items. Select all. Button. TTJ. Spring 9. New icons. Versions. Dimmed. Button.
The Versions button. It's dimmed right now because nothing is selected. If you select something and you happen to choose versions,
Search.
which
Done.
I'm going to hit done. We're not going to actually do that.
Select.
Remember that I told you you don't have to save things manually? What happens is they're automatically saved periodically. And let's suppose you make a change you don't like. Versions allows you to restore to a previous version of a document and even to choose specific elements from a document to move to another version. So that is a very, very cool feature. All right, with Pages, you can create word processing documents and page layout documents. Page layout documents being things like brochures, flyers, posters, etc. Word processing documents being things like letters, reports, resumes, and more. And your books can fall into either category depending on what kind of books they are. What we can do, again, we have a lot of great Apple design templates. I'll show some of them to you, but if you're just getting started with Pages, I really do recommend using just a blank portrait template. Doesn't mean you have to use the iPad in portrait mode. It just means that's the traditional 8.5 by 11 look when you are printing it out. So let's add a new document.
Region tracking all pages. Add button. Add cancel button.
Now again, we have our template chooser.
Choose a template. Recents button. Basic button.
Go to basic.
Blank. Empty white portrait document.
That's what I'll do.
Description
Not
available.
blank
1000.
landscape.
Blank landscape.
Nope, just regular blank.
Blank. Empty white portrait document.
Double tap.
Blank. Empty white portrait document. No description available. Format button.
Okay, it's loaded. And again, I want to first off rename it right away.
Button.
Don't
Logo
forget.
other. Rename button. Delete.
Right now,
Space.
we'll delete what's there.
K-A-L.
We'll
Delete.
call it
Cap
class
C L
test again, right?
L A S S hyphen cap T E S T.
Hit done. Okay. Again, at our
Canvas.
top left is
text documents button.
the documents button to go back to the document.
View options button.
View options, we won't really worry too much about, but I will show them to you this time.
Page thumbnails switched button off.
We can view our page thumbnails.
View options. 2 pages switched button off.
2 pages has
Double
to do.
tap to toggle setting.
That's like if you want to write a print book so you have facing pages on the left and on the right.
Word count switched button off.
If we want to view the word count,
Double tap to toggle setting.
that's where it is under view options. See how many words we've written?
Ruler switched button
Ruler,
off.
we can view a nice ruler.
Double tap smart annotations switched button on.
Again, not something we're going to
Double
learn
tap to toggle setting.
about today, but in our digital cafe.
Smart annotations.
All right, so
switched
let's
button
just
on.
get out of that. Again, we have
Class test button. Logo other.
the undo button.
But format button. Insert. Collaborate. More. Enter reader mode.
Same options, format, insert, collaborate, more, and then that enter reader mode option.
Canvas. Body. Text field.
Now we might have headers and footers, but there are none right now, so we'll just double tap on the body.
Body. Text field is editing. Character mode.
And we
Return.
can just start writing. All right, and again,
Cap G E
one of the nice
L
things that
L
we
O.
have, we actually
colon,
can upload
hello.
there we go,
Return.
autocorrect.
Empty line.
Okay.
Cap H I at space.
One of the nice things we
space.
have, of course, is the ability to
ST,
change our
period.
formatting, everything that works anywhere else. You know, here again.
Word test A is this is a test period.
All right, navigate by words, by characters,
Lines.
by lines,
Text selection.
text selections in the rotor.
Swipe right to
We've
expand.
got a lot of other great things in the rotor.
Screen recognition, containers, headings, vertical navigation, typing mode, edit. Document headings, links, misspelled words, comments, highlights, bookmarks, characters.
So again, we can add links to the document. You know, we can add comments, and if we have, you know, so we have like, all right,
Return word test period.
let's select the word test.
Lines, text select test, selected.
Let's go up and
View tape unclassed button, format, button,
look at some of these here again.
body, font, body, button.
There's the button to change the paragraph style. Right now it's on body. I can double tap that to choose something else. But let's just actually leave it on body and just manually format this a little.
Font, Helvetica Neue, button,
All right, well, we'll leave the font alone, but
bold, button.
we'll bold it.
Selected, italic, but selected,
Italicize
italic,
it.
underline, strike through, more text options, button.
All right, there's more advanced text options under there, things like ligatures and, you know, drop cap, things we're not going to get into today.
Size, 11 points, adjustable.
All right, that's just a,
Use the actions rotor to edit value with keyboard. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
So I-
Use the rotor to access adjust value in segments.
okay, you heard that. So I can actually swipe up and down,
12 point, 13 point, 12 point, 11 point.
but you also notice that
Vertical navigation.
your rotor,
Adjust value in segments.
you swipe up and down.
12 point, 13 point, 12, 11 point.
Here's
actions.
actions.
Activate, edit with keyboard.
Edit with keyboard.
Activate, edit.
Right, so that means we can type it instead. All right, let's go to the right. We'll leave it at 11.
Text color, black 0, button.
Let's change the color this time.
Selected, reset, button.
Not a preset.
Color, button.
But a color.
Selected, color.
All right, let's pick a color.
Gradient image.
Not the gradient
button,
either.
White.
We do that some other time, maybe in the digital cafe,
Indigo
but
9, purple 9, pink 9.
Let's make it-
dark pink 8.
pink.
Selected, pink 9.
All right.
Dark pink 8. Text, back button.
Go
text.
back.
Font.
And, we
Helvetica
can-
selected, underline, button. Text color, dark pink 8, button. Selected, align left, align center, button.
There's how you center your
Tab.
text.
Insert.
Whoops, sorry about that, guys. There we go.
Align justified. Bullets and lists. None. Button.
We can go and make a bulleted list or a numbered list.
Outdent. Dimmed. Indent. Button.
And then create sublists.
Line spacing. 1.00. Button.
If we want everything double spaced, we go there.
Columns. 1. Button.
We can even make this a 2 or 3 column document if we want to maybe write an article for a newspaper or something.
Drop cap. Switch button.
Oh, the drop
off.
caps are there.
Tab.
Sorry.
Button.
Okay.
Drop.
So you get the idea. Let's get out of this. I also want to show you that at the
Canada. This is a test.
to the right of your edit field,
Vertical scroll. Tab. Button.
you have this option, tab.
Indent. Outdent. Tab. Tab.
Okay, so we'll get out of that. And you also
Indent.
have
Outdent.
a
Dismiss pop-up.
another insert
Double
option
tap.
here
Drag
to the
text.
to the right of the edit field.
Vertical tab. Font family. Button. Test.
There's some quick
Font family. Button.
ways to change the font. Here's your auto correct or quick type suggestions,
Test. Text. Rest.
and then
Font size. Button.
change the font size.
Align left. Insert.
There's
Button.
some quick buttons there
Align left. Button.
to change the alignment.
Insert. Button.
This insert is different than the one in the top menu. This one has things in it like
Comment. Page break. Line break. Section break. Column break. Page number. Page count. Link. Bookmark. Footnote. Table of contents. Table of
okay,
contents.
look at all those options. Up at the top, your insert button has what we same thing we saw in Keynote. And of course, Collaborate, we didn't talk about yet, but Collaborate allows us to easily invite others to view this document, and then we can edit it together in real time. VoiceOver will announce where the other person is in the document, if they're typing or not, and that is if you use VoiceOver, of course. But both people can edit in real time. So I love collaboration. You can invite others to be part of it. You can choose whether they can edit or just read it. And again, they can do this with their Apple device, iPad, iPhone, or Mac, or from iCloud.com with any other system. So it's very powerful. Under More, again, we can share. Now, share does not share collaboratively. Collaborate shares collaboratively. Share just sends a copy to the person in the page's format by messages, mail, or otherwise. Export allows us to export to formats like EPUB or PDF or Microsoft Word or rich text, okay? And then we can print the document under the More menu. There's a lot of other choices that we have. And just for fun, I'll show you the word count.
View options. But page thumbnail. Ruler. Word count. On.
And then we'll get out of this. View options. And now you can see there's a new
This is
thing here.
Body. Text field is editing. Test. Selected. Character mode. Double tap to edit.
Oh.
Use the rotor to return. Period.
Deselect that.
Body.
Okay.
5 words.
There are 5 words here.
Canvas. Body. Text field is editing. Hello. This is a test.
Okay.
Character mode.
We can hide the word count
Table of view
under
options.
view options again.
Page. Smart. Word count. Off.
And the last
View.
thing I'll show you, which you already know,
Return.
but we'll just show you that we can
Dismiss pop-up.
remember
Dismiss
it's easy
pop-up.
to correct spelling.
Return.
So
T.
there's 2 ways.
S. E. T. S. I. A. A. I. Z. S.
Okay, we've misspelled a
CF
word. You can
words.
hear that it's misspelled.
Is.
Now what we'll do is select it.
Lines.
I've added a Z to it.
Text selection. Word selection. Fizz.
I've
Selected.
selected that word, and I can turn the rotor to edit,
Word care book. Highlight comment. Misspelled links. Document head edit.
and I can swipe up and down.
Bookmark. Highlight. Style. Cut. Translate. Select all. Text format. Page format. Delete. Define. Replace. Learn spelling. Menu item.
Brings up a menu. I've got Learn Spelling.
Whizzes. Menu item. His. Menu item. Thins. Menu. This. Menu item.
I think that's the one I want, but let's use character navigation.
Characters. Cap. T. H. I. S.
Yep, that's the one.
Sierra.
Double tap,
This. Unselected.
and it's unselected, and
Return.
it's fixed.
Space.
The other way, of course, is your misspelled words rotor item, as you are already familiar. Okay, let's get out of this.
Table of contents. View options. Documents.
And
Button.
you can have page thumbnails showing so you can easily navigate to another page. You can use the table of contents, and of course, your keyboard navigation. We taught you in notes. You know, arrows and option arrows and all that stuff.
Documents.
Works beautifully
Document
here
hide
as well.
sidebar. Button.
All right, very quickly, the last one we're going to show you for today is going to be
Monday, May
numbers.
2nd.
And what we have, I need to still be on page 2.
Page 2. Keynote. Numbers. Numbers. Hide sidebar. Button.
All right, I'll create
Add. Button. Cancel, but choose a template. Recents, basic, button.
We'll do a basic one.
Blank, simple table on a white background. A photo containing blank.
Simple table?
Simple table on a white back. Selected. Selected. Sheet 1. New sheet. Enter reader mode. More. Collaborate. Insert. Organized table. Format.
A
Button.
lot of the same choices, but also organized table.
Button. Logo.
I want
Other.
to rename this thing.
Rename. Button.
So once again,
Delete.
we will
To
use the term class text. That
cap
seems
B
to
caps L
work just
L
fine.
A S S X hyphen clap cap T E S T
And our,
X column F referenced column E
what
referenced
we can see,
column B row count hat
we're going to create a table of ice cream flavors that people like.
enter reader mode.
So there's our reader mode. Let's go to the right.
New sheet button.
We don't want a new sheet.
Selected sheet 1 spreadsheet 1 of 1 white 100 background.
It's selected.
Cut copy duplicate delete sheet format activate default.
Get some rotor actions there.
Sheet 1, white background, column count handle, 7 columns, adjustable.
Okay.
Swipe up or down to add or remove columns in the table.
If I wanted more columns or fewer columns, I can simply swipe up or down on that. And I think what we're going to do, let's go to the right first.
Row count handle, 22 rows, adjustable.
All right, so there's
Swipe up or down to add or remove rows in the table.
definitely more rows than we need. I think our columns,
Column count handle, remove column G. Remove column F, remove column E.
now we should have 4.
Row column count handle, 4 columns, adjustable.
A, B, C, D.
Swipe up or down to add
And
or row count
22
handle,
rows we definitely don't
remove
need.
Row 22.
I could swipe up.
Appended row 8.
See, I could add,
Remove row 8.
but we're going to just keep,
Remove row 7. Remove row 6.
All right.
Row count handle, 5 rows.
there's 5
adjustable.
rows now.
Selected. Table 1. 5 rows. 4 columns. Table mover handle. Table start.
So you see, that's what we did now. 5 rows and 4 columns.
Column A reference tab.
Okay.
Column B reference tab. Double tap to select. Column C reference. Column B reference tab. Table name. Table 1.
We could change,
Double tap to select the table's name.
do that, and we could change the name.
Row 1 reference tab.
Past these reference tabs.
Double tap to select. Column header. Column 4. Row 2 reference tab. Double tap to select.
So what you have is a reference
Double
tab.
tap to row 1 reference tab.
Now look here. Now we're in row 1.
Double tap to select. Row header. Column header. Row 1. Column 1. Double tap to select. Column header. Column 2.
There's column 2. We're still in row 1.
Double tap to select. Column header. Column 3.
All right.
Double tap to select.
So we're going to
Double tap to select. Row header. Column 1.
select column 1 in row 1.
Selected. And double tap to edit.
Double tap to type.
Selected. Text field is editing. Row
And
1.
we'll call this ice cream flavor.
Cap I. C. R E A M space. Cap F. L A O R.
All right. Now what I always
Romeo.
like to do is to hide the keyboard before we do anything else.
Hide keyboard selected. Ice cream flavor. Row. Double tap to select. Column header. Column 2.
There's row 1, column 2, and
Selected. Double tap to edit. Selected. Text field is editing. Row 1. Column
all right,
2.
these
Insertion point.
are going to be, let's call it type of ice cream.
Cap T Y. Yankee.
Okay, and I put
D format. Return EP.
Hide that. And
Papa. Selected. Type. Sheet 1.
you notice there's a lot of, well, you don't notice because I didn't show you. There's a lot of stuff in the rotor.
Vertical navigation. Characters. Verb headings. Containers. Screen recognition. Words. Character. Vertical navigation.
I am not
Lower right
sure why.
select. Show keyboard.
Hold on.
button.
Okay, I think I see what I did wrong.
Sheet select.
I wasn't in the right place.
Column B table mover. Column B reference tab. Table name. Row 1 reference. Ice cream flavor. Row header. Column header. Row 1. Add caption. Format. Deselect all. Activate. Default.
All those options.
Nearby elements. Highlights. Comments. Misspelled words. Links. Rows. Vertical navigation.
So we can move
Headings. Containers.
all those. Okay,
Selected. Type. Column header.
type.
Double tap to select.
All right,
Column header.
let's see.
Column 3. Sheet 1, white background.
What do I want to put in the number 3?
Lower show keep
How
selection.
about
Sheet column count,
I
row
should show
count
you that
handle.
too, but I
middle
will in a minute.
column 8, column
let's do
table net row selected type. Double tap to selected. Double
this will
tap
be the
to
number
edit.
of girls
Cap,
that
cap H.
like it,
Cap N.
that prefer
Cap
that
N.
flavor.
No, E R O O F G I R L S. Return.
If I press return, it's going to take me down to the next row.
Sheet
But
1,
we're
column
just
count,
gonna
head,
go
row, upper,
right up
middle,
here again, and we're gonna pick-
column, table name, row 1, rep, ice cream, type, column, selected, is editing, double tap to select, insertion, double, cap N, cap H,
Oops.
delete,
Sorry about
cap
that.
H,
Okay.
cap B, cap N,
we go.
cap N,
We're gonna
U,
put the number
U, M, B,
of
E, R, space, O, F, space,
boys.
B, O, Y, S.
Now,
Sierra.
we've completely done our first row with titles.
Sheet column cap row up selected table 1 column A reference tab selected column
Hide the
upper
keyboard and let's
column
look.
B rep column C column table name row 1 reference ice cream flavor row header type column header column 2 number of girls column header selected number of boys column header row 2 reference tab ice cream flavor row header row 2 column 1
This is row 2 under ice
tap
cream.
to select selected empty double tap to edit
And our ice cream flavor is going to be strawberry.
cap S, cap T R, double B E R R Y Y.
Okay.
Yankee.
Now,
Sheet column count hand up. Table row ice cream type number of girl number of boys row 2 reference tab selected type empty cell column 2 selected double tap to edit
and we'll call it soft serve.
cap S O F space S E V E.
Okay.
Sheet
So what
column
we
count
have, let's
handle.
hide that keyboard
Selected.
there so you can
Column
really get an
count
idea of what's happening.
Row ice tab row 2 reference tab ice cream flavor strawberry row header selected type soft serve column 2 number of girls empty cell column 3
So we could fill that in.
tap number of boys
We could
empty
fill
cell,
that in,
column
okay?
4.
And so each of these can be filled in like this. Now, I also want to show you at the bottom of the screen while you have a cell selected,
Sheet 1 lower right show keyboard button
we can show the keyboard again. It's hidden.
cell action menu button cell action menu
Let's show you the cell actions.
B2 cut button copy paste delete autofill cells button
Autofill cells.
insert current date button current time new formula but stock quote but add comment but filter table by soft serve button quick filter button create pivot table copy snapshot quick formulas head sum button average minimum but maximum count product
There's all
button,
these formulas
B2,
that
new
are actually considered quick
Selected.
formulas. And the other thing is if we show the keyboard again,
selected tech sheet cap U
now I want you to see this. Up
Sheet
above the
1,
key, well,
cap U
kind of to the left of the Q, I guess.
cell action menu tap cell formula keyboard button date and time keyboard button numeric keyboard button selected text keyboard dimmed vertical
We can
scroll
actually
0%.
choose from different keyboard types. Formula, time and date, numeric, and of course our text keyboard, which is already selected. So there's so much that you can do here.
Undo.
And it's
Spreadsheet.
really, really
Spreadsheet.
powerful.
Spreadsheet. Hide
And again,
sidebar.
we can collaborate, we can share, we can export, we can insert things, we can print these out, we can add rows and columns. We already saw how to do that. And we can use formulas. Again, the cafe class will definitely help you with that. But I just want to point out that in the situation where you want to use a template, the templates are great here too. I, for example, use one to invoice my customers and my clients for training hours and so forth. I use an invoice template that already has the formulas built in. So even though they're easy to do because there's quick formulas there that you saw, I don't even have to do that. I don't have to mess with it at all if I choose a template that already has them built in. And there are templates for personal finances, like to create a family budget, things of that nature. And so, for example, my invoice template already has, what I would insert, like the rate per hour and the number of hours, and it would multiply that out automatically for me. So this is really powerful. Again, it's all synced with iCloud. iCloud is built right in, so you always have your stuff with you. And then don't forget that as well, we can collaborate. I want to do one final thing, and that is to show you how to get additional help. And the help system in these apps is just incredible. I'm going to actually go back to Pages just because I think that's probably a bit more what people will be using first, probably
68%
more
battery power.
commonly.
Create document.
And I need
One,
to go.
10,
I'm actually going to go
14
back to
downloads.
recents because I like
Hide
it in
side,
pages.
more, favorite, download, tag,
Okay.
recently,
Not recently
recents.
deleted, but recents.
VO
Then
test
I'm gonna
again,
delete a
again,
couple of these
class
documents
test, again,
that
down,
I
app, delete. Another test, delete.
was creating for some
VO test, drag, delete.
various reasons.
Bible scripture, Lions Crisp, VO test,
Okay.
drag, Lions Crisp, delete.
Here's my...
Volbrecht Bio 2.
Okay, we're good. All right. To get the help system in any of these apps, you have to open a document, presentation, or spreadsheet. So you can either create a new one or pick from an existing one. I'll just open one.
Lions Christmas Trevis game, pages file, in iCloud, Lions Christmas Trevis
Here's
game.
a trivia
Lions
game.
Document opened in reader mode. Use Magic Tap or the Edit button to exit this mode.
And you heard that for yourself.
Feature hint, you're in reading view.
It's open in reader mode.
When you're ready to make changes to your document, just tap Edit.
Okay.
When you're ready, you're in reading view.
All right, now, let's look at some of these trivia questions.
F canvas, reader mode on, body, Lions Christmas trivia game, 1. How many ghosts visited Ebenezer Scrooge in the Christmas Carol? 4.
Oh, it tells you.
2. What cleaning material did Santa refer to in the poem "He Was the Night Before Christmas"?
What cleaning material?
Comet. 3.
Yeah, the reindeer.
Where do we first meet Hermé the elf? Media, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. 4. Who original sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Her lives.
Gene Autry.
Oh, Gene Autry. I'm wrong.
Body,
Okay,
text,
so you get the
insertion
idea.
point at start.
But that's not really what I wanted to show you.
Start.
Those trivia games are that was a really, really fun trivia game given to me by a friend of mine, and we used it at a Christmas dinner party get together for our church. Anybody who's interested in it, there's probably, 30 or 40 Christmas trivia questions. Send me an email. I'll share the document with you. But what I wanted to show you is that once you have a document open, we can go up to the More menu.
Like button, more, edit more, button.
Notice something.
Lions Christmas button, more, button.
I don't have insert or format. Why, guys? Do you know? And you know what? That'd be a great trivia question, my friends. Why do we not have an insert or a format menu right now in the Pages app? Is your answer? We don't have those options because sometimes it's just glitchy. No, that is not correct. The correct answer, did you say, because we're in reader mode? Yes, my friends, that's exactly why. If we magic tap or
More, button,
if we
edit, button,
hit edit,
exit in reader mode, at more, collaborate, insert, format.
now we've got
button.
all the buttons we could ever want and expect. But if you go to more,
Collaborate, more.
which was my
button.
original point,
Share, export, print, find, smart annotation, change tracking, bookmarks, document setup, presenter mode, set password, publish to Apple Books, guides.
All these
button,
great options.
Settings, Apple Pencil, button, tab.
and if you
Input
go,
line set, good.
sorry about that,
Dismiss
guys.
Space,
My
more.
my another finger got on there, and I didn't mean for it to.
Guides,
Okay.
set Apple Pencil, pages help.
Pages help.
Show table of contents, dimmed, button.
So-
back, dim, forward, done, button. The done, button.
There's done when you're finished.
The Pages app icon, image, Pages user guide, heading level 1 for iPad. Table of contents, button.
We can hit that.
Table of welcome. Pages basics. Section,
That's a section which you can expand.
add text. Section, format text. Align and space text. Format documents. Add images, shapes, and media. Position and style objects. Add tables. Add charts. Use writing and editing tools. Share and collaborate. Manage and organize documents. Keyboard shortcuts. Copyright.
See that? So maybe we
Add
want to
chart,
learn
add
how
tables,
to
position and style objects, add images, format documents.
format a
Section.
document. So
Format documents. Set paper size and orientation. Set document margins. Set up facing pages.
let's just look at how we want to
Set document margins. Topic.
set margins.
In progress. In progress. Document. You can set word processing. If set document margins and pages on iPad. Heading up if you're working in a word processing link document. You can set the top, bottom, left, and right document margins. In a page layout document, you set margins for headers and footers. Your settings apply to the whole document. To set margins for individual paragraphs, see set paragraph margins, link, period, set margins, button, expanded, tap, list the more button, image, at the top of the screen, then tap document setup. Tap more options at the bottom of the controls. In a word processing document, you may need to tap the document tab at the top of the screen to see more options. In more options view, drag the double arrows on the top, bottom, and sides of the document to set the margins.
And of course, there's a way to do that with VoiceOver. So
Show tip back, forward, done, button,
it's
body,
done.
text
But
field.
that's how easy it is for you
Documents,
to get help
document, hide
in any of
sidebar,
these three
button.
apps anytime you need them. You need it. All right, my friends, if
News,
you are
widget.
joining us in Zoom, please do not go away. We have lots more coming up for you. If you're joining us on YouTube, this is going to conclude this video. There'll be another one soon, but in the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And we'll see you back on Wednesday. But if you are joining us in Zoom, please stay tuned. Stick around. Don't go away because we've got Q&A, we've got comments from the trainers, and we've got lab projects coming up. Thanks so much, everybody. God bless you, and see you next time. Or in a few minutes if you're in Zoom. Get a drink, get a snack, stretch your legs, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.